Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Ultimate Bucket List. I'm here at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, wearing the shirts of their bitter rivals. What could possibly go wrong? The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, aka New White Hart Lane. This is one of the newest stadiums here in England and is home to the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, the Spurs, the Lily-Whites, the true North Londoners. Built to replace their old White Hart Lane Stadium, this was finished last year and holds 62,303 spectators. This is the most technologically advanced football pitch in the country, because it doesn't just have one football field, but two. New White Hart Lane also hosts NFL American football games, and regulars of my channel will know that I've been here before. 10 months ago, I watched the NFL game between the Bucks and the Panthers, and I thoroughly had a great time. But what's the stadium like on a day-to-day basis? Well, let's find out. The nearest overground station is White Hart Lane, and when you leave the station, it is literally across the street. You can't miss it because it's absolutely massive. This place is palatial, and it basically looks like the Starship Enterprise. This game is about glory. Huh, okay. And it's hard to believe that this giant behemoth of a stadium is in the middle of a housing estate. And no, they've not left the windows open, that's actually part of the stadium design. Even from a distance, it's absolutely imposing. And wait, am I in the right place? Vicarage Road, is this not Vicarage Road? No, wait, okay, no, I'm in the right place, definitely. So I highly recommend that you actually take a lap of the stadium before you do the tour, because you'll notice the sheer detail and intricacies of this place. It's time to don an Arsenal shirt and see what happens. Wait, who's that beeping at me? Turns out that guy in the truck over there is an Arsenal fan, and he was beeping to approve of my choice of clothing. Which is an absolute first because usually they're spitting venom at me. After entering the club shop and being security checked, you'll enter the Tottenham Hotspur shop. Apparently, this is the largest club shop in all of Europe. When the NFL was here, it looked completely different to what it was now. There's a big giant TV screen slap bang in the middle of it, and whilst you're there, you might as well have a look at some of the shirts. Boy, I like this one. And they even have NFL stuff here anyway, so if you did want to buy NFL stuff, how much is it for those 32 helmets? Nah, I don't have the money. You can literally buy everything here, and there's quite a few decent photo opportunities in the actual shop itself. But the stadium tours bit is literally around the corner.
Oh, red's my favourite colour, what can I say? I know, shame. Yeah, you do that.
This is Nathan, by the way. He was jokingly shaking his head at my treachery, and rightly so. Once you buy your ticket, they'll put a wristband on you, and you literally wait in front of the big screen. And I kinda stand out like a sore thumb here because, I'm the only idiot in red. But whilst you're here in front of the big screen, I highly recommend that you take lots of photos. When the tour actually starts, they'll give you a short introduction and play you a short motivational video to get you in the mood to have a look around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. What, they actually won silverware one time? Huh, incredible. Anyway, thanks Nathan. You get a set of headphones and your lanyard, and you're directed towards the start of the tour. Morning chaps. You actually get this tour guide, which is a cool interactive guide to tell you all about stuff, including this cool video wall. When I was here 10 months ago, it looked completely different. It's still pretty cool. Up the escalators you go, and this guy's giving me the evils for some reason. When you're up the escalators, you can actually see the sheer scale of this place. The first stop is the corporate hospitality areas. Oh my goodness, this place is nice. Technically, I've been here before, but when there's lots of people around, you don't appreciate the absolute details of everything. Walk through out onto the stadium bowl where you get your first glimpse of the stadium itself. And boy, this is massive. It's hard to believe that this only holds 62,303 because it does look significantly bigger than that. And one thing you'll notice when you're walking around the seats is that there's not a bad view in the house. If you can't see, there are 4 giant TV screens literally in every corner of the stadium. This part of the stadium is single tier, so there's a whole wall of Spurs fans and it looks pretty cool when they have the coordinated displays. Really cool. But whilst you're up here, take your time to literally look for the details because there's things that you would otherwise miss, such as the press box right here, and the fact that they've got LED banners literally everywhere, so it's pretty technologically advanced. But as you can tell from being in the corporate hospitality lounges, these are the nicest seats in the house, but I can imagine that every other seat isn't too bad either. Now take a look at the golden cockerel up there. That's part of the new Dare Walk, where you can actually pay to go to the top of the stadium. And I think tickets are available at the end of August. Obviously it's not the end of August yet, but that would be kind of cool to experience. And to fill in the dead gaps, use the audio guide and pick a section of the stadium that you want to learn about. You literally press it and it's pretty interactive, although everyone with a tour guide will look exactly like this. A little bit of a plonker. I know I'm wearing an Arsenal shirt, I look like a plonker anyway, but yeah, that's what the audio guide does to you. Anyway, I think a few Tottenham fans down there have noticed that I'm wearing red, so it's time to get the hell out of here before they start throwing things at me. It's time to move on, so go down the escalators and you'll come across the player interview area. Now this is the place where players come to and from the stadium and they're interviewed along these boards. You literally have a choice to go either left for the visitors dressing room or the right for the home dressing room. I went left and I was met with one of the nicest visitors dressing rooms in the league. This is a lot nicer than most teams' home dressing rooms. And this is just for the away team. They've got palatial sized showers, they've even got their own medical centre, so I was actually really surprised that Tottenham Hotspur treats the away team so well. Next up is the warm-up gym, and I gotta admit, Tottenham definitely does have a better gym than us, and oh wait, what's that? Oh my god, have I gained that much weight? Seriously, boy, I need to go back into the gym. Speaking of gym, this is actually quite a nice warm-up gym, and it's very nicely decorated as well, so I think you'll be very impressed when you walk here into the warm-up gym. They've even got an interactive TV display so that they can talk tactics whilst they're here in the gym. And the home team's medical facilities is about the same as the away team, so that's pretty good. But the crowning jewel of this area is the home dressing room, and I mean, take a look at that. Everything is superb. Check out the TV screens on the walls, the LED lighting everywhere that highlights the players' shirts, etc. They've actually matched the lighting from outside in here so that the players' eyes don't have to adjust. And whilst you're walking around this place, ask the member of staff to show you around things because they'll show you things that you otherwise wouldn't notice, such as where the players keep their belongings and charge their phones, etc. How the crowd noise and the air and the lighting is pumped into the home team's dressing room to help the players.
Yeah. Of course, stories. He liked his Motown and his Justin Bieber.
No, you can't have Justin Bieber playing on a match day. You can't have Justin Bieber playing ever.
Everything here is technologically advanced. It's absolutely incredible the amount of detail they go into. And obviously because it's a dressing room, you get photo opportunities with your favourite players. And I think these are the places that they actually sit in anyway. There's my boy Sonny, gotta represent those Asians. And I do like the goalkeeper kits that they've got this season. And the players actually sit where the shirts are hanging, so you'll be safe to know that you're actually sitting in a Harry Kane seat. By the way, as a working photographer, I absolutely hate when people get in my way. And whilst I was filming this bit, I was constantly getting in the way of this particular photographer who was there to take pictures of the stadium. So I felt really bad constantly getting in the dude's way, so I decided to cut my trip to the dressing room short and head off into the next area. I decided to check out the shower facilities. As you can imagine, very palatial and very fancy. I mean, check out that cold tub. There's no water in it right now. They've even got TVs for them to watch whilst they're sitting in freezing cold water. You can't actually go into the coach's suite, mainly because Jose Mourinho's probably putting some tactics in there, but you do get to go and have a look at the players' lounge. Now this is the place where the players go and eat and gather before the match. As you can imagine, pretty nice. Really nice actually. Now, eagle-eye viewers will have noticed this very pretty girl appearing in a lot of the video.
Hello again.
Hi, you having fun?
Yeah, having fun.
Now I know what you're thinking. It's just a coincidence. I'm not a stalker. That's not who I am. Today. Oh, by the way, this is the tunnel area, where both dressing rooms lead out to this large foyer. Once again, they've got the strip lights that match the outside lights, and it's cool to ask one of the Tottenham staff a little bit about this area. Such as the Tunnel Club, which is behind this glass, and people in the Tunnel Club can actually see the players walking out. Speaking of walking out, it's time to walk through the tunnel. Come on, you Spurs. Oh, there's my fair lady again. When you come out into the field, you'll notice one thing almost immediately. The pitch is incredibly high. That's not a camera trick, the pitch is really high. And the reason why that is because, if you remember, there's a whole American football field right underneath here. They actually slide the football pitch away underneath one of the stands to reveal the artificial turf below. Take a look at some of the sights that you get from down at pitch level. It's pretty imposing as a player to play in front of a crowd that looks like this, but it all adds to the atmosphere and charm. Future Ninh here, you're halfway through the video and it's now time to tell you about the Tottenham Hotspur competition, where I'll give away a whole bunch of stuff that I bought at the Tottenham Hotspur shop. Stick around to the end of the video to find out, but in the meantime, back to the tour. And as with every tour, you get to sit in the manager's seats. They're all pristine and leather and sponsored by Audi. And you can see what the view is like from the seat itself. Whilst you're here, ask a member of staff about the grass and the NFL pitch underneath, because it's all very interesting. The attention to detail here is pretty obvious, and everything is branded with the Spurs logo and the Spurs colours, which is kind of cool. I'm a big fan of colour coordinating, and especially with the TV screens, the seats, the walls, even the concrete is the right colour. It literally is very well designed. It's really hot today, so I'm tempted to run into the middle of the field to grab a cold shower. Take your time to explore this place and be sure to ask plenty of questions. The tour guides here are pretty knowledgeable, and it's great to talk football with these guys. In a socially distanced manner, of course. And here's the seat of somebody who does absolutely nothing and gets paid very well for it. Kinda like Boris. Take one last look at the pitch and then head on back down the tunnel, and oh no, I'm in this guy's way again. I couldn't help but apologise.
Sorry, dude.
No, you're alright.
Yes, well done.
So it turns out, beautiful woman here is actually from around my neck of the woods, hence why she recognised my accent. I think my fair maiden's name is actually Olivia, but don't quote me on that. And we actually had a pretty cool conversation. In fact, she's actually been to the town where I live, so it's an awfully small world. Now, I could have talked to my favourite Tottenham employee all day, but I didn't want to come across as a bit of a creep, so I decided to move on. I mean, you guys probably have a low opinion of me anyway, you know, being a Manchester United fan in an Arsenal shirt, at the home of Tottenham Hotspur, and all three of them hate each other, so yeah, I'm pretty much a hate-worthy guy at this point. Oh, by the way, this is one of the interview areas, and Tottenham Hotspur actually have 10 of them. Yes, there's 10 separate rooms where they interview players pre and post game, so that's pretty cool. Follow the signs and you'll eventually get to the NFL away locker room. This is for the American football team, and oh my goodness, this place is massive. I know that American football players are bigger and there's more of them, but this is quite a palatial locker room. They even have the jerseys and the helmets and pads on display, just so you know what it's kind of like on a game day. The LEDs change colour just like in the Tottenham Hotspur dressing room, and once again it's technologically advanced. I would have loved to have seen the home dressing room because that really does look great, but that's probably on the other side of the stadium. That's a shame, I would have liked to have seen that. This dressing room is actually quite nice anyway. I've actually been to the Dallas Cowboys $1 billion stadium in Arlington, Texas. And to be honest, the dressing room here is actually nicer. I ended up speaking to this guy for quite some time about the NFL. Unfortunately, he's a Browns fan. Sorry dude, I feel your pain. We actually had a cool conversation about the NFL and the upcoming season. It's good to know that the staff here are knowledgeable about both sports. Moving on to the press auditorium, and this is where the press conferences happen. So take a seat in one of the leather luxury chairs, and when it's your turn, literally hop on up onto the stage, where some guy in the back will take pictures of you and a pretend Jose Mourinho. They'll try and sell you this at the club shop, but if you don't want to buy that, you're more than welcome to get up on the stage and take photos with your own cell phone. They actually allow that here, which is fantastic. I reckon it's a cool family photo opportunity, and once you're bored of that, it's time to head up the stairs and towards the exit. Follow the arrows around, and to be honest, this is virtually the end of your tour. Don't forget, however, to punch in your details for your free stadium tour certificate. Just use one of the computer terminals here, and you collect the certificate when it's printed at the club shop. On the way out, a few Spurs fans noticed that I was wearing the wrong colour, but they seemed pretty okay about it. Do a little bit of shopping, have a chat with some of the members of staff, admire the interior decorations before you walk out of the door, and oh no! I forgot to pick up the stadium tour certificate. Oh, you wally. Never mind, maybe next time.
So I've just completed the tour here at New White Hart Lane, or Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and I gotta say, oh yeah, this is up there with the best of them. Let's cut to the quick. It is the best stadium in the country, by a mile. Better than Wembley, better than Old Trafford, and I know I'm gonna get a bit of stick from my fellow United fans, but this is what a stadium should actually be like. State-of-the-art facilities, excellent branding, everything is designed with optimism in mind. And I gotta say, if you are in London, I highly recommend that you come and do this tour and check out this amazing stadium. Were people bothered about me wearing an Arsenal shirt? Not at all, no. Not only were people not bothered about this shirt, they really didn't mind. And I'll repeat what I said in the Arsenal video. We're all fans of football. It doesn't matter what team you like. There shouldn't be any animosity like that. And a lot of people will say, oh, well, you don't understand football. I do understand football, and I understand hatred. I know the difference between the two. So where does this rank in the hierarchy of stadium tours? It's number 2, just behind Arsenal. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of dislikes for that.
I know what you guys are thinking. You're having a laugh, ain't ya? This stadium's clearly better. And yes, if we were just comparing the bricks and mortar value of both stadiums, Tottenham's is the clear winner. In fact, Tottenham's is the clear winner compared to every stadium in the country. But a stadium tour isn't just about the facilities. It's about how you interact, it's about what you learn, it's about what you can see, do, touch, feel. It's about the interactions with the staff. And the reason why Arsenal edges it, in my opinion, is due to their exemplary customer service. And if you haven't already watched the video, I highly recommend that you check it out here, and you'll see where I'm coming from. Don't get me wrong, the Tottenham Hotspur staff weren't bad. In fact, they were actually great. We had excellent conversations, and I have to shout out my boy Nathan, he was a pretty cool guy, and my favourite lady in the whole wide world, aka Pretty Girl, aka Beautiful Woman, aka My Fair Lady, aka Olivia, I think, for their fine customer service during my visit. In reality, it's 1A and 1B, but because there's a hierarchy, I have to literally put 1 and 2. If you think that it's the other way around, that's cool, can't argue with that, but that's my opinion.
But that's no disrespect to Tottenham, of course, because this stadium and their tour is pretty much equally just as good. So if you are in London and you like football, I highly recommend that you go to Arsenal and you go to Tottenham as well, because this is an amazing stadium.
So if you are a Tottenham Hotspur fan and you've not actually been to do the stadium tour, I highly recommend that you book immediately. And if you are an international Spurs fan and you want to come, I highly recommend that you book your flights, get your accommodation, and pay the money, because quite frankly, you're going to have an awesome time. Definitely worth the trip.
Okay, Nin, I'm sold. What do I need to do? Well, you need to come here to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, aka New White Hart Lane. The nearest station to get here is White Hart Lane Overground Station, but if you're staying in central London, like I am, it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass to get here. I think I had to do about 3 tube changes to get to where I wanted to go from here, so it's not the easiest stadium to find, but it's definitely well worth the trip. The cost to do the tours? Well, the tours are actually reasonably priced. I think I paid £25, and that's pretty much the going rate here in London, and definitely value for money. Is there anything else I need to know? Yes. They have a strict baggage policy, so nothing bigger than an A4 sheet, or not much bigger than an A4 sheet, so bear that in mind before you come here. Don't take any oversized bags, don't carry any suitcases, etc. As with the Arsenal and Chelsea tours, they've taken exceptional steps to make sure that everyone's safe, so social distancing, hand sanitizers everywhere. If you're worried about the COVID in either this place or Arsenal or Chelsea, don't. Honest to God, you'll be perfectly safe here. And if you're a fan of any other club, they don't mind either. I was very welcome here at New White Hart Lane, aka the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and if you get a chance to go to a game, or an NFL game like I did several months ago, I highly recommend that you do that. It's an amazing place to watch some sports. So guys, it's competition time, and I'm giving you guys the chance to win this Tottenham goodie bag. This consists of the lanyard that I wore, a keyring, this rather cool retro scarf, and any Tottenham shirt of your choice in your size. And I'll even throw in the bag that I got whilst I was at the Tottenham store. To enter, all you got to do is literally click on the link below and enter your details, and you can enter as many times as you like. This is a cool competition for the special Tottenham fan in your life. Win it for your brother, win it for your wife, win it for somebody else's wife, I don't care. Just enter below and help me share my content across the world. Especially if you like my stadium tours, sharing the videos is predicated on me making more, so share below and win some stuff at the same time. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and if you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share and subscribe, comment on the comment section below, and if you've got any other bucket list ideas, you know what to do, tweet them at me, get enough suggestions, I'll go ahead and do that. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Blinded by sweat here. Man, it is so hot today, it's like 34, and there's nowhere where I've been where I'm not caked in sweat, literally. So guys, I'm still outside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and I don't know if you can see this, but I've literally sweated my antiperspirant through my t-shirt. That's how hot it actually is today. Woo!